What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back. Guys, the news just came out. I just got done watching it, and it's been affirmed that the Titan vessel is no more. These 5 individuals up here have all perished. And it's an unfortunate incident. And even though it was accidental, I said some things about why I wouldn't have went down there. And you guys did that too in the comment section. I'm sorry, excuse me. Before I begin, guys, and talk about the details of what, they said in the press conference, these 5 individuals up here, regardless of how you feel of how stupid or careless they were doing something they loved. The father and son, they were exploring together and building moments. The other 2 gentlemen, one had a Guinness World Record of doing dives. One was ex-military. And these are just milestones and stuff on the bucket list these guys wanted to, cross off. And then we had a founder. What's ironic is he built this thing and set this thing up, and it's his own baby that killed him. Yesterday, a whole bunch of negative press came out about him, and I'll let that lie. But all 5 of these people were fathers, husbands, brothers, and they had friends that cared about them. So a lot of people are in mourning right now, so I'll leave it at that. And I mean, it's very sad. And I mean, like I said, this is a nightmare scenario. Luckily, from what we're going to talk about today, it happened very quickly. Their demise was quick, so they didn't suffer. Now, this is what's known. Earlier this morning, when the time limit for them to run out of oxygen, everybody, the whole world was watching. All of a sudden, they popped up with this, hey, we found some debris. They found debris down there, and they contacted the families first before they came out and said anything. That's why the news is so limited. Now all this stuff is coming out. So it's a big rebuilding process with the families, and it's very sorrowful for them. This thing, guys, they said broke in 5 major pieces. Structural fatigue was what they're determining, from expertise of people that dive and people that deal with submarines. It's self-explanatory. The thing imploded. It blew up. It's under tremendous pressure, and from the inside out, cracks in the structure. The way pressure is, it popped like a balloon. Everybody in there basically just eviscerated. You won't find no bodies, no body parts, no nothing. The pressure is too deep. It just squished them, and it was instant. But guys, I will say this. Leading up until this time, when the news just came out and made it final, yesterday I was thinking real hard on this before I made my video that I did yesterday on this. And I was saying, this thing's supposed to ping every 15 seconds. I mean, or every 30 seconds or something like that, and it stopped pinging. For it to stop pinging, regardless of if they have radio contact or not, it still would be, the ping would be relayed up to see the thing is operational. That stopped. That was the big red flag for me. And that's when my ears went up. Something is really wrong. But another thing is this. You heard a lot of stuff about the gentleman on the left, who is the founder of this whole company and this expedition and this tour, right? He was told, with all the news yesterday, he was told that this thing was unsafe. As the owner, anybody that opposed him said something about it, he either got them out the door or he silenced them, or they wound up leaving on their own because they didn't want to be a part of this. And that should be a lesson to you. This guy didn't want to hire any experts or anybody he thought that was smarter than him, because he didn't want nobody oppose the fact that he felt as though he knew what he knew. And if it's good for him, it's good for everybody else. Ladies and gentlemen, these 4 people paid $250,000 each to go down there to their doom. So basically, they paid $1 million to be buried at sea. Now, granted, if they knew the real dangers of this and really researched what can happen to them, I think honestly, they wouldn't have went down there. So that's why I'm not going to sit up here and be like, oh, they're stupid. They shouldn't have did that. They, even though I made jokes in my other video, without really knowing what's going on, I think they just were so enthralled with going to see the Titanic that they studied that more than they studied anything else. Because you got to remember, sometimes when you sign waivers, a lot of times you're like, oh, well, this is customary to sign a waiver. They're not going to put us in any type of jeopardy. Even if we're signing it, it's been safe. Remember, they've done this multiple times before. Now, my only gripe is with this owner, he refused to hire people that were smarter than him, that had expertise, under the guise of saying if he got a bunch of people over 50 years old, a bunch of old men, that they would deter younger people from wanting to go and explore underwater exploration. That's a stupid excuse. That's dumb, because it cost you your life. Another thing, they were using low-grade carbon fiber. They wasn't using the best stuff. He was talking about the technology and all this. They didn't have safety measures. They said there were sandbags on the side of it, metal pipes for weight transfer to get it balanced and keep it going up and down. Supposedly, this is another reason why I knew something was messed up with this. Where they said, oh, they could be floating on top. I didn't think they made it back to the surface. And this is the one reason why. They said there are 5 to 6 different ways that this thing, gets back to the surface without radio contact or anything else. One of the things that they named was after, I think it was 3.5 hours, these balloons were supposed to pop out and make it go to the surface and be seen. It never surfaced. And I'm like, okay. All right, if they're talking about this now, 2 days in, there's no way. There's no way. But all in all, guys, I mean that's the news, man. They're gone. And I mean, as sad and as unfortunate as it is, the only bright shining thing, light in all of this, is it was quick and it didn't suffer. As more details come out, we'll learn more. But I mean, may these 5 gentlemen rest in peace, and may their families, get closure to all the worry they were having. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave me a comment, man. Tell me what you think. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.